What is going on, guys? Welcome to Test This Tech. And I wanted to talk about the Anbernic RGDS. This has been a clamshell device that I think might be an interesting budget music marvel making Android based machine. So, to kind of paint a picture, as far as for those who maybe aren't familiar with the Anbernic RGDS, obviously Surprise is supposed to be, Android's take on a DS. And originally, a lot of people were really excited about that just because of being able to potentially upscale your DS games. Then for the ability of potentially playing 3DS for those games as well. So there's been quite a bit of buzz around it until when the specs were released. And a lot of people are not really happy with the chipset that they decided to go with, which I want to say is the RK3568. And I guess that makes sense as to why this is $100, is because that chipset is a very old chipset. It is more powerful than the RK3226, that particular chipset that's been in everything, like all of them, what is it, the R36S, that's the famous chip that's been in that device. There's the RK355, 3566, I want to say it is. But yeah, the 3568. So we have this chipset in the device. Obviously, it's a dual screen, 3 gigs of RAM. I want to say it's 32 gigabytes of onboard storage as well. So a lot of people are like, this is not the powerful device that we want, right? This isn't Anbernic's response to the AYN Thor, which I'll talk about in more detail in a different video. I don't have one yet, so I would like to do a video where I actually have one. I'll do a separate thoughts video, but I would like to, get a device. So we'll see what happens there. But the Anbernic RGDS is very interesting, and it might be interesting for the sole purpose of pushing the capability of this $100 device. So it may be great. It may be decent for games. Obviously, it won't be the best for DS just because of the chipset. It's going to be able to use Drastic, but Drastic is no longer fully supported. They're not working on Drastic. So there is a limitation around the games that you can play with it. However, it does have, I want to say it's Android 13, if not 14. So when it comes to the type of apps you can download on there, that can change the game from a music perspective. So for example, if you're familiar with Koala, a very fantastic music making app that I really feel like has really changed how people make music today. You can make quality music with a smartphone or with this Android based app. Right. One of the nice things about Koala is that they provide the options for you to easily sample music into it. Now, if you have the RGDS, this means that the bottom screen can project a YouTube video or whatever sample that you want to sample into Koala. And the top screen, if you have Koala onto it, you can sample directly from whatever you're playing on the bottom screen to the top screen. So there's some interesting things had here to see how far can we push this device. I'm very curious to see how it would work with a MIDI controller. So for example, this actually works very well with the Retro Pocket Flip 2, which I will do a separate video on as far as for my thoughts on it. I've kind of been putting it through various tests and whatnot to see, just how far I can push the thing. But you can use a MIDI controller connected directly into the Flip 2 to use with Koala, which is really cool. And there's no latency, which is really nice as well. I tried to do this on the Retro Pocket RP4 Pro, but I think because of the chipset, there isn't a whole lot of driver support when it comes to plugging in a MIDI controller. So I'm very curious as far as for this RGDS. Will it accept a MIDI controller? Because if it does, and I can sample in, might make that whole process pretty cool and pretty quick. And that's not to mention utilizing M8. That's a whole other thing too, right? I've been doing a lot of different M8 videos back in the day using various RG or Anbernic devices. So this might catch my fancy to see how it would work in particular when it comes to when it comes to for music. So we'll see. Obviously, if I do get a hold of the device, I will do a video on it. Until then, test this tech. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks a lot.